There are a lot of high expectations for the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. A lot of people are kind of hoping it will rewrite the story of the trilogy, and frankly, that's not really what I want. But there are a lot of things I do wish to see from the Legendary Edition, although I highly doubt any of them will be followed through on. I want to see an increased variety of NPCs, specifically female Turians or female Krogans, other people that we never see. For example, in the first 2 games, you see a lot of Turians, but you never see any female Turians. It's not really until the 3rd game where they really start to show you that yes, indeed, there are female Turians. Here's what they look like. I would like to see a greater variety of NPCs. People just standing around the Citadel, for example. There's no reason they couldn't put extra characters in. Basically to include world expansions that weren't thought of until later on in the franchise. Major bug fixes. This is a deal breaker to me, okay? The Predator pistol, level caps for no reason in Mass Effect 3 so that you can't actually, raise the level all the way up to 10 without using a save editor. There are tons of mission bugs, especially in Mass Effect 3. If you leave a certain area too soon, you won't be able to finish a little side mission. Crap like that. If I was BioWare, I would get a team and we would literally comb through the Mass Effect wiki and all over the internet and we would find every known glitch or bug associated with all missions, assignments, everywhere. And we would take all the bugs we found and we would assign that team to specifically comb through the code and iron them out. I'd also like to see absolutely no story changes whatsoever. This is pretty important to me. I don't want BioWare going back and changing the ending to the 3rd game, because even though the original ending for Mass Effect 3 is substandard, it's the ending. They shouldn't go back and mess with it. The only change I would really accept was if they removed those retarded, unnecessary dream sequences from the 3rd game. And also the stupid kid, I would like that too. But other than that, no story changes whatsoever. All DLC for all games should be on disc. This includes any and all console-specific DLC, pre-order bonuses, bonuses for playing random demos, bonuses for getting certain editions, all the DLC everywhere across the board, even if it's like console exclusive or whatever. All DLC should be consolidated on the game disc, not a voucher, and made available in-game, regardless of their original conditions for unlocking. Right? This would include the N7 Eagle, the collector rifle, DLC companion costumes, any and all forms of DLC previously unavailable in the vanilla standard experience should be made available free on disc. All 3 games should be on a single disc each, right? No 2-disc games like Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. We should be well past the era where we have to spread games out over multiple discs. This one's really important to me. I want an offline choice or decision maker for new games for Mass Effect 2 and 3. A GIBD-style save editor that includes all variables, not the half-baked crapfest we got with that fake Genesis comic book DLC thing. I want a detailed choice maker like the GIBD save editor. This should be included on the disc and usable offline. This cannot be another online-only thing like the Dragon Age Keep. That would not be cool. In Mass Effect 3, the Catalyst form should be changed from that random retarded kid to literally anything else. Preferably a Leviathan-like hologram, seeing as how VIs in Mass Effect typically take the form of their creators like Avina. Mass Effect themes should be released free of charge for all the different consoles that the Legendary Edition will be available on, including dynamic themes. The option to skip previously unskippable cutscenes. The first boring intro of Mass Effect 2 with the Elusive Man and Miranda makes me want to gouge my eyes out. Seriously, I'd be in the game multiple times on every difficulty level. Haven't I earned the right to skip it? The ability to skip dialogue without automatically selecting a dialogue option on accident. This is the biggest problem with the trilogy, and always has been. The fact that this was ever an issue continues to boggle my mind, especially since it continues in both sequels. Seriously, does BioWare just not believe in playtesters? I mean, they're not Bethesda. More casual outfits for Shepard. The minute selection we have is frankly pitiful. Similarly, it would be nice if we had more alternative costumes for the squad mates. The Shepard VI should be added as an interactive item in Shepard's cabin, if acquired from Mouse during Thane's loyalty mission in Mass Effect 2. Removal of unnecessary AGLs, such as getting scanned to enter the Citadel in Mass Effect 2, and getting scanned for no reason just to enter the War Room in Mass Effect 3. These are unnecessary time lengtheners, no matter how many people claim they're hidden loading areas. Pause menu consistency. This means putting the journal, codex, squad, save, load, options, map, etc. buttons in the same order and places for all 3 games. games. For some reason, they felt the need to swap the order around between the first and second game, and it really messes with you, especially when you're doing a full playthrough of all 3 games in a row. The ability to pause during cutscenes. I mean, seriously, I thought we figured this out like 10 years ago. The ability to skip cutscenes in general, not just the unskippable ones, especially after a first playthrough. Increase the speed of the planet scanner in Mass Effect 2 to be as quick as the scanner in Mass Effect 3. Weapons should carry over in New Game Plus for Mass Effect 2. Squadmates should consistently be on the left or right side of Shepard. It's super annoying when you die and when you reload and your squadmates have swapped places. You know, because accidentally using the wrong shortcut move for no reason in the heat of life or death combat makes games way more fun. The option to toggle run instead of holding it. The ability to quick save in Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2 like you can in Mass Effect 3. Fix the planet scanner in Mass Effect 3 so that it stops pointing in the wrong direction. Seriously, why does it point up if the scannable item is on the southern hemisphere? Removal of the Mass Effect 3 exploit where you could avoid fighting Rex. For those of you that aren't monsters and therefore don't know about this, I'm referring to how Shepard can sabotage the genophage cure. Doing so will cause Rex to confront you on the Citadel later on in the story as Shepard attempts to embark on the Normandy. The fast travel points introduced by the DLC allow the player to skip this confrontation, however, by transporting directly to the Normandy instead of actually going through Bay D24. BioWare needs to remove this exploit. If you're monstrous enough to murder Mordin and doom an entire species, you really need to deal with the consequences. Reduce or eliminate texture pop. This is seriously one of the most annoying things in any video game, and they're especially egregious in the Tridge. Keep dialogue prompts consistent in terms of punctuation. This is primarily in Mass Effect 2 and 3, but it's really annoying how some options on the dialogue wheel will have a period at the end when others don't. I don't care if the prompts are punctuated or not, but BioWare needs to pick one and stick with it. In Mass Effect 3, stop cutting off NPC dialogue when you're running around the Citadel. Seriously, why do people stop talking after 2 sentences? Why do we have to quick save and reload 800 times just to hear one full conversation? Well, it's not a requirement. It would be cool if there were more games in the arcade in Mass Effect 3, especially the one that Trainer plays. The ability to filter emails in the private terminal. There's nothing more infuriating than the random mess your emails are ordered. Let us organize our messages by the order they were received in, who sent them, and so forth. You know, like real email. When selecting a bonus power, list the powers in alphabetical order. In Mass Effect 3, a notification should show up when an entry in the Spectre terminal is unlocked, similar to how you get an upgrade, weapon, or journal update. While your heavy melee is charging in Mass Effect 3, you should be able to rotate your aim. Either that, or decrease how long it takes to execute a heavy melee attack. Seriously, why is Spectre the only word that's spelled in British English? In Mass Effect 1, incorporate a reduce all to Omnigel option when opening crates. It's really annoying turning them one by one. While not a requirement, it would be really cool if they included a Knights of the Old Republic themed armor in one of the games. If they won't release remakes or remasters of KOTOR and KOTOR 2, it's the least they can do for us. After an exhaustive playthrough of the Tridge, I can say that this is a pretty comprehensive list of little things that I'd like from the Legendary Edition. Most of them are little things that could be improved, but really a great gaming experience boils down to all the little things.